Hey guys, what's up? This is Unseen Oni, and I'm bringing you to a game that came out in 2006. Now, I'd hope that a couple of you might recognize this title. It is Supreme Commander Forged Alliance. Since the release of this game, there was a follow-up game, Supreme Commander 2. However, in my eyes, it did not live up to its predecessor. Following Supreme Commander 2, there was, of course, Planetary Annihilation. And if you guys know anything about that game, the dev was John Mavor, who actually has a unit in this game named after him, the Mavor's Super Artillery, which is for the human faction. In vanilla, it is a devastating weapon of destruction, capable of launching shells across entire maps and dropping them on your enemy's bases. Planetary Annihilation started out pretty weak, and I bought into the Kickstarter, and I never upgraded to Titans, but I hear it's really good. I have a friend of mine who plays it quite often. But unlike Supreme Commander 2 and Planetary Annihilation, Forged Alliance had a pretty big modding community behind it. And it's kind of faded away over the years because the dev team behind the game, Gas Powered Games, went under. At least that's what I think happened. Their website shut down, the servers kind of went kaput, and since then, a independent website, Forged Alliance Forever, has taken up the role of hosting the multiplayer servers for this game. I've never used Forged Alliance Forever. I prefer to play with friends here on Steam. Normally, I can't decide whether or not I want to just display the game in vanilla or modded. I'll give you guys a quick I'll show you guys quickly the mods I'm using. Oh, that's not what I want. Oh, we'll go into extras. Unfortunately, a modded play of this takes some time. Alien Nations Transport mod and unit additions. You can see here what they do. Antares unit pack, that's another unit add-on. Black Ops command units. Black Ops alternate reality. Icon support, that's your staple. I mean, the Black Ops mods for this game are excellent in and of themselves. You don't really need anything else to complement them. And a lot of Forged Alliance Forever servers do host servers with Black Ops, from what I've seen. So you go down, it's all the Black Ops. Cliffhanger is a pretty cool mod. It kind of removes the red zone on a lot of rougher terrain, so you can build in more places. You're not restricted. Deep Blue Naval Pack is exactly what it sounds like. Experimental shield generators. These are a bit OP, especially with another mod down the line here that I'll show you. Combining that with this other mod, it's called Veterancy. Once you've gotten your base set up and you've gotten even just one of these up, and you've protected it with some defenses and some additional smaller shields, your base won't fall. It's that simple. I mean, unless a unit sneaks in and manages to blow the shield generator up from inside, you're pretty much immune to everything except for nukes. Global mod works with Antares and this Normalius. You have to have all three for it to fully function. Mode Def, Mode Storage, just upgrades, or gives you some additional storage options that are upgradable. Orbital Wars, working, to be honest, I can unselect that because Normalius, Global, and Antares add the Orbital Wars content in. Those are just spaceships. There's tier 1, 2, 3 spaceships for every faction. Resource Rich is a vanilla mod in the game that you can turn on and off. Storage Rich, this is kind of cheaty. It basically sets your starting storage to an exponential number that just is crazy. You'll never cap out. To be fair, I don't really need that. Total veterancy. This mod, and I've never seen it spotlighted, and it's kind of hard to spotlight it individually. It basically adds veterancy to almost every unit building in the game. So as your factories produce units, they gain veterancy, much the same way as the buildings did in Supreme Commander 2, how they would eventually level out and have more health and produce faster. The same can be said with these ones. Total Mayhem, if you want to know what Total Mayhem adds, look it up on modbd.com, or modb.com, yeah, modb. As far as I know, the author is still working on it on the side every once in a while. He was posting images of new units a couple months ago and then kind of stopped, so I don't know what's going on with that. Waterworld is the exact same as Cliffhanger, except where water is concerned. It doesn't integrate well with some of the mods, but it does a fairly decent job with vanilla. These are all the ones I don't use. This GUI pack right here. This one's kind of cool. It allows you to, well, basically what it says here. You get your various factories grouped better, unit grouping, templates, stuff like that. Brulan is an actively developed mod. I would use it, but it conflicts with the rest of the mods. It doesn't work very well. There for a while, there was going to be a new Orbital Wars. There was a new person, or persons, working on it, and then it just kind of dropped. Supreme Shields is kind of the exact same as the Experimental Shield, except this one has a larger building base and doesn't give you as many shield points. So overall, for its price, it's not worth it. So those are the mods. So now knowing that, and I want to tell you guys something about this. Playing with total veterancy drags out the games. I could play a match of Supreme Commander in a relatively short amount of time if I played the way one of my friends does, and that is Blitzkrieg mode. He basically immediately rushes the enemy. He'll build a factory, get his basic extractors and power gens up, and then rushes the enemy with his commander. Which works great in vanilla, because nobody's got shields at Tech 1, nobody's got veterancy, nothing. You know, they don't even have a military out, and when they do, it's usually scouts and Tier 1 tanks, which a commander could easily handle. The problem is with veterancy is as the commanders are building things and harvesting resources, they are gaining levels, so you immediately walk into a problem where your single commander is no longer a match for a Tier 1 base. So, typical matches with veterancy enabled, even if it's just 1v1, are going to take 30 minutes plus. And that's a bit long. So, I'm pretty much doing this video to get your guys' opinions. I know this game is old, but it looks fairly decent for its age. I do have some problems that after a length of time, the game will just crash. But that can be prevented by saving and, stopping for a little while and then going back in, which would be great to do, to do a couple episodes for a single match. I don't have a problem doing that. Or I could stream it and, every 30-45 minutes just restart the game. If that's the case, I could go to Twitch and do a couple live streams of it. Or I can put them here on YouTube for a live stream. So I guess I'm just asking for some viewer opinions on this. Do you guys want to see some Supreme Commander? It is, for those of you who don't know what Supreme Commander is, it's large-scale RTS. In fact, as far as I'm concerned, there hasn't really been a game as large-scale in its strategy in the real-time tactical command strategy genre. And I know it's not technically a genre, but in the sense that you build a base, you build massive armies, and you send them out. These armies are individual troops, not even troops, because you don't command individual troopers. You command vehicles from tiny little tanks at tier 1 all the way up to colossal, city block size titans, experimentals that dominate the field and just create swaths of destruction. And you can have massive armies. The fewer the players, the bigger the armies. So if I was going to do a one-on-one versus the AI, I could have it set to 1,000 versus 1,000 build cap, and each unit's only worth a single point of that. Even an experimental is 1 point. Of course, your buildings count too. But once you've got a solid base, you don't need to build any more buildings. So you pretty much can have just this massive army. So I will leave it up to you guys. This video will probably go up Friday, I think today's the 8th or 9th, I can't remember. So this will probably go up Friday afternoon, evening, or Saturday morning. By then, I will have, of course, recorded some more 7 Days to Die. I was hoping to record tonight with SK Drake a little bit of Space Engineers, but we discovered a bug with the new update, which I would like to go into a little bit also. Space Engineers got a massive 1.5 gig, in dev version anyways, 1.5 gig update today. It was huge, and I don't mean size-wise, I mean content-wise. Brand new textures all across the board. The game looks amazing now, and I'm not just talking block textures, I'm talking planet textures, voxel textures, resource textures, everything. Tool, weapon textures. And they also released an improved multiplayer code, which that's huge. That right there is huge. So hopefully that fixes a lot of the issues with rotors and pistons in multiplayer. I would really hope that it does. I say this because even in SK Drake's world, when I join his solar panel array, which is using Midspace's solar tracker, it's on 2 rotors, and I can sit and stare at it, and that sucker is jittery as all hell. It looks like it's about to fall off its mount. For him, nothing. It rotates to find the sun, and but those of you who play Space Engineers already know this. It's no stranger to us. We've been dealing with it for 2 years now, and every time they've claimed to have fixed it, it's really not. So hopefully that's fixed. I would say I'm being a bit of an optimist. It's probably not fixed, but it's probably improved, which would be helpful. I don't use pistons and rotors very often in my builds. I try to find alternative routes around using them, usually in the form of mods. If a modded block that doesn't have to use a piston or rotor can do the same job as a piston or rotor, usually it's more stable. So I was hoping to get a video of Space Engineers of us playing out tonight, but unfortunately every time we try to grind something on our base, the game crashes. This is remedied by not grinding or welding or placing blocks on the base at all. But that's kind of, what's the point in playing if you can't even modify your base? So we've decided to hold off just a little bit longer. We're hoping by tomorrow they will have released a fix for it. Keen's great about releasing fixes for the bugs that people report. They might have some game-breaking problems with multiplayer code, but they have done their damnedest to fix things. So, anyways, this video is only going to be about 15 minutes long. I'm not actually going to play anything. This was more about finding out what you guys think about Supreme Commander. It is an older game. Admittedly, it's, after a little while, the performance does degrade a little. It's, it wasn't designed for Windows 10. It wasn't designed for the, all this new tech that's coming out. So, I can do what I can to mitigate those problems for as long as possible, but in the past year, I have not been able to finish a match without it crashing at least once. So, anyways, give me your guys' thoughts on this, and I will come up with a decision probably by Sunday or Monday. The closer Christmas gets, the busier I'm going to get, so the fewer videos I can put out. But at least for the next couple days, I pretty much have freedom to do as much as I want, and I enjoy doing this right now, so I don't mind cranking out 3 or 4 videos a day. So anyways, thanks for watching, and as always, you know, if you guys want to see more of this, if you want to hear more news, you gotta hit that like button, you gotta subscribe, and you gotta give me some comments. Otherwise, I don't know what direction to take. I can take any direction I want personally, but as much as I enjoy posting content that, you know, I wanted to put up, it doesn't help me. Well, I enjoy posting, so ultimately it really doesn't matter what everybody else wants. I mean, it does, but you know, from a personal perspective, it doesn't. But if you guys send me some feedback, then I know better what you guys want. So I'm not just going to aimlessly post a series of videos on Supreme Commander and suffer the performance issues that the game presents, and then nobody want to watch it. It's not worth it. I love this game. I have hundreds of hours invested in it, but it's not the kind of game that I'm just going to sit down and play by myself for a couple of hours just for shits and giggles. So if you guys want to see it, I'll do it. If not, I will probably just wait till the next time I get together with my friends or my uncle, and then I'll play with them. So anyways, thanks for watching, and as always, catch you on the next one.